Welcome to the special Mootopia MIV, where we'll be looking at new MK Dons manager Graham Alexander and giving our opinion on his chances of success. So let's get cracking. Graham Alexander played 833 games in a 22-year playing career, scoring an impressive 107 goals, which for a defender is pretty respectable. Hopefully he's got a few more goals out of our backline. Being born in Coventry, it was obvious he'd become a Scottish international, playing 40 times for his country, where his great-grandfather created the deep-fried beef Wellington. Turning to management after taking a job at Preston for 5 games, he beat Dons 1-0 in his first game as manager. Taking the job at Fleetwood halfway through the 2012-13 season, finishing 4th in his first full season and getting Fleetwood promoted to League One for the first time ever in its club's history, by beating Burton 1-0 in the playoff final. After being sacked in September of 2015, following a run of 2 wins in 10 games, he took over former club Scunthorpe in March of 2016. After nearly making the playoffs, Scunny finished 7th behind eventual playoff winners Barnsley, finishing 3rd in his first season, but losing the playoffs to Millwall. He can be considered unlucky to have been sacked, with the Iron sitting 5th when he was sacked in March 2018. This followed a run of form which looks home for Don's last season. Only being out without a job for a few weeks, Alexander was placed in charge at Salford City in May 2018, getting promoted to the EFL for the first time in their history, with another playoff final win over big spending Flyde. Once again, despite getting the club to the final of the EFL trophy in the 2019-20 season, he was being sat in 5th place of League Two in October 2020. He was sacked, a decision Gary Neville now says was a massive mistake. A few months out of the game saw him move to the Colonies and becoming Motherwell's manager in January 2021, leaving Motherwell in July 2022 following getting in the Europa League qualifying stages through a 5th place finish, but losing to Sligo. What is it with these 5th places? This brings us to him being appointed the manager of MK Dons on 27th of May this year. Already seeing fan favourite Alex Gilby return, I'm actually excited by the appointment as manager. Hopefully a few more players of similar quality will follow. He has been remarkably successful with smaller budgets, and most importantly for us, our awful playoff record. He knows how to win the playoffs. Obviously, the target will be automatic promotion, but League Two is very competitive next season, with a couple of big clubs like Bradford, obviously the re-insurgent Wrexham. So, what can we look forward to? Looking at his previous seasons, his teams do seem to concede a few, but also score a decent amount too. It's not likely to be a boring season. A decent number of place finishes with smaller budgets make me hopeful that we can be around playoffs and automatic promotion places as well. I'll be surprised if a few decent additions aren't enough to make us at least 7th. With Alexander stating he wanted to come back to MK where he lived whilst a Preston player, hopefully his appointment is the first phase of a building process where we can have a bit of stability and the club can finally build towards getting to the Championship. But of course, the first task is getting out of League Two, which is going to be very difficult and may take more than 1 season to achieve. So now you have all the info to stay calm when we're 10th in October and not start wetting the bed when we don't just steamroll sides. He is the man for the job and could potentially build a dynasty for the club if supported. That's it for today. Please like and subscribe, and come on, you Dons!